at the end of the episode that she's the one that shot him. She took him to the house to care for him, or should I say, finish the job. Chase found the key already, y'all. I said, really? I said, that was fast. But yeah, he found the key. I said, I guess he finna continue to be Captain Save a psychopath. Jordan Warren Turner about Sonny. I said, at this point, do y'all think there is something that Turner isn't saying in regards to Sonny? Because, I don't know, during her conversation with Jordan, I was like, she started out saying something about an old case that she was working on or they was working on and stuff like that. Then she turned around and switched it up and started talking about something else. So I was like, she kind of seemed like he got something to hide. Hold on. It seemed like it's more to this story than they let know. But yeah, Michael told his parents that him and Willow reached an agreement. Rick asked Elizabeth out on the date. And the last thing is that Curtis trying to make Portia take a paternity test. Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. This is for General Hospital. I almost said January again. February 5th, 2026. First things first. What y'all think of the episode? Let me know down below. Hold on. Okay, so look. Michael, Sonny, Carly. I said they better not. I mean, Michael didn't do it. We know that. That's been verified multiple times. He's not the one that shot Drew. But I said they don't get enough by talking in public, especially with Chase over here trying to force somebody to be the one who did it. Trying to make, you can't make him be no did it. You don't know that. Somebody said how they didn't do their job, and Dante and Brooklyn don't want to see that Michael could have did it or whatever. They don't want to accept that he's the one who shot Drew and everything. And I said, dude, you just say you want Willow back at this point. Just say you want Willow back at this point. Hold on. I said, let's say that, okay. I said, if he was the one to find out that Willow actually is the one who shot Drew, do y'all think that he would try to protect her? Or do y'all think he would do the right thing? But I said, it's people who know that Michael didn't have the key. So I don't know where they going with this storyline. But people keep saying that the actress that played Willow said that Willow makes a move that's going to be a big mistake. And I said, that could mean anything, though, because she done made several moves. She done took him to the house. Maybe that's the thing that they talking about. I don't know. If I'm not mistaken, I think somebody said that it has that Chase is the one to find out everything. And I said, well, tell me that they ain't finna get ready to have him find out everything. And then next thing you know, he keep it on the hush-hush. Because I said this Drew being shot storyline been dragging for way too long. They need to move on to the Sidwell storyline so they can get that out the way. Because next, I think the next storyline is going to be a switcheroo in regards to their paternity test. Because Isaiah was already talking about Curtis this and Curtis that. And then Curtis trying to force her to get a paternity test. I said, yeah, that's going to be the next storyline, y'all. And I'll say the second one would be that Turner's hiding something. Maybe Sonny did something to one of her people or something. Because she too Sonny crazy. But okay. Michael, Sonny, Carly was just talking about him reaching an agreement with Willow. And Carly the only one that, felt some type of way. She was like, she don't think he should have did that. Sonny, he want them to reach an agreement because he don't think Willow should be without her kids. And Michael explained why. And he was saying how his choice would have been to leave the country with his kids. I said Michael was going to make a run for it. He said like he was going to do before, everything happened. I don't know what that was, but like he was going to do before everything happened. I said, right, because Sonny got a whole island or something. I said, they could have been left, and he could have been took out Drew. But this is interesting. To me, it's interesting to see Willow do everything that she been doing. I'm waiting to see if she messes up. I'm waiting to see if somebody catches her aside from the obvious where they know that she's the one who shot Drew, but they don't know that she's the one who injected him. Trina and them was saying on today's episode, what if, her shooting him is what caused him to have a stroke? And I said, oh, why? I told y'all the whole PCPD need to be fired, because why wouldn't they put two and two together? The man was okay. The man was okay. Next thing you know, he's not okay. The minute she get... The minute she's alone with him, nobody don't put two and two together. Really? Wouldn't that be the next thing to investigate? Oh my goodness. Somebody said they think that Nina may do the right thing. I said, good luck with that. I'd be shocked if she do the right thing. And I had asked the question. I said, okay, in this situation with Drew can't do nothing or whatever. He can't speak for right now. But y'all know they be working miracles on this doggone show. Shoot, they be getting shot and everything. They be freezing them on ice. Next thing you know, they walking around. So he could be talking about tomorrow. He could be talking about next week. But you know how they be trying to decide if they're gonna have Christina committed. And I think Alexis was the one who would have had to. In this case, with Willow being married to Drew and he can't do nothing, who would be the next person that could have her committed? Or could they just do that? I don't know how that worked, but yeah, I don't even know if she should be committed or just in jail. I don't know. We don't know if she don't lost it. It seems like she know what she doing to me, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm assuming we'll see. But yeah, did we finish with Michael and them? They were just talking about him potentially going, being charged and stuff like that. Um, what else? What else? Let's see. Hold on, let me make sure. Carly don't think it's a good idea to reach an agreement with Willow. Sonny does. That's what Michael was talking about. Everything that's going on. Um, I think that's it with them. By the time they got back to them, Brooklyn and Chaser came in, and Chase looking all crazy. Michael looking at him, he looking at him back. And I said, oh my goodness. I want to know if he's going to apologize when he finds out the truth or not. Is he still going to be mad? I said, they always got Chase. I know he a detective and everything. He always trying to save somebody. Y'all see that? He always trying to save somebody and do the most every time. Every time. Next we got Jordan and Turner. So they was working out or whatever you want to call what they was doing. Yoga. I don't know. I don't know what they was doing, but they was talking. Turner ends up asking Jordan about a cold case with Sonny back in the day, and they was talking about that. So that's why I was confused. She started out talking about that, so I'm like, okay, here it comes, y'all. She's hiding something about Sonny. Why is she asking about a case from way back in the day? Why is she asking about that? They was talking about that. Next thing you know, she started trying to make it seem like they be trying to come after Sonny and blame him for everything. And Jordan was like, she don't need to be falling for Sonny foolishness. She mentioned Rocco, and she was like, Rocco was innocent. Sonny is not. And she just kept trying to warn her and told her that if he said anything about Michael's case and stuff like that, do the opposite. So Turner looked like she was thinking about it, and I was like, oh my goodness. I said, but he didn't do it though. I said, look, why wouldn't they put two and two together and investigate his stroke? I know strokes can happen at any point in time and all that. But at the same time, if she just got, y'all was just investigating her for attempting to murder him. Now, another thing that popped up. Why wouldn't they investigate that? Why wouldn't somebody think, okay, what's going on here? They got the two amateurs on the case again. Unless it's gonna told these two, Kai and Trina, this time learn from, everything that happened that night. If you see something, come tell me. I said, no, if you see something, go tell somebody else, because all she got to do is say she going to make so she can't see Scout. That's all she going to say. Somebody to come tell her, you ain't do nothing the first time. The first two times they told you. Was it two times? I don't know. It don't even matter at this point. Chase in Brooklyn was out talking and stuff like that. Next thing you know, who was Molly talking to? I don't know. I think she was on the phone or something, talking about interviewing Michael, and he was like, "Did I hear you right?" And he felt like it was a conflict of interest and stuff like that. Brooklyn back there, she looked like she was bothered, but not bothered enough to tell him if he keep on, she gonna leave him. But I don't think it matters because he clearly on Willow now. Shoot, wasn't Chase at the table when Tracy said she had got the key, or she was talking about how she got in and stuff? Don't Martin know that Tracy's the one who had the key? But yeah, so he confronted her, but Rick came in, and that's when they went to talking about everything that's going on with Cody, her book being published, and everything. And he ends up telling Molly, Rick ends up telling Molly to maybe she has to make the first move, or maybe one of them should make the first move and stuff. And he ends up reaching out to Elizabeth. He sent her some flowers, and then he asked her out. I don't remember if she said yes or not. Back to Brooklyn them. So he done took his tail to the table. He told my son, did you catch all that? She was like, yeah, she was asking him why he can't let this go. He's talking about some Dante, and he mentioned how Molly's too close to the case. And she was like, if that's the case, you are too, because you used to be his best friend, and that's your cousin-in-law. I said, true that. I said, look, half the town connected in some way. Even with the doctors, didn't they say that family can't work on each other? But Lucas was working on Sam and everything. Well, was Lucas working on Sam? No, I don't think so. Well, at one point, somebody was working on some family member that they ain't had no business doing it to. But yeah, and Brooklyn was mad. Chase was mad because he feel like they ain't taking it seriously because it's Michael and all this other stuff. They don't want to accept that he did it. He walking around free. I said, shut up. I said, shut up. You too obsessed with this. I said, he gonna walk in and see her trying to smother Drew. He gonna walk in and see her trying to take Drew out. She gonna say it's not what it looked like. She gonna start crying and stuff. No, no, it didn't happen like that. Some type of excuse. I said, look, what did he do? Because he can't stay out her face. He's still trying to save her. I said, he gonna come over there and she could be trying to smother her. She done did anything else. That would be the next thing, ain't it? Or torturing him. But yeah, because she already done shot him in the back. She done ejected him, made him have a stroke. Now he can't talk or anything like that. But she made a mistake because can't people who have strokes come back too? But either way it go, I know he understand her. I wonder can he move at all? I can't remember if they said or not. I said he could write down her name, he could say something, he could snitch on her. But yeah, we finished with Chase in Brooklyn. Alexis and Curtis. Curtis went to her because he trying to force Portia to take a paternity test. And she was like, she don't want to do it because, she already got on the stand exposed to her, so she ain't trying to do nothing else. So she was like, it's other lawyers that could do it, but she advised him not to do it, to talk to Portia. So he went, I don't know how to feel about that, because she said she was going to take the doggone test when she got in the second trimester. She told my son, she just want to enjoy this pregnancy. Didn't nobody tell you to go sleep with nobody else when you was married. It's your own fault. But then it's like, you can't tell her what to do. So it's like, I don't know. I said, I don't know. I said, once again, we at a crossroads because I see both sides. I see, of course, he want to know if he going to be the father. Now, you should have learned when you lied the first time and he didn't get to be a part of Trina's life. But then it's the way he go about it and how he talk. That's the thing right there. It's how he talk. I was like, I don't think Alexis meant that when... I said, first of all, you supposed to be saying I talk to you in private. He asked, was she okay, her and the baby okay and everything. I said, you supposed to say, can I talk to you privately? I'm not trying to stress you out or nothing like that. It just took it from there. He want to go telling, if you got to the week, you got a week or to the end of the week or whatever he said, to, what I done waste on this blanket. You got a week or to the end of the week to take it, or I'm gonna get a court order and basically make you take it. And I was waiting on Isaiah to pop up because y'all know Isaiah don't play about his woman. Y'all know he don't play about his woman at all. And I said, yeah, I kind of see where this is going because he was talking to Lucas about Curtis. He was talking to Lucas about Curtis and everything, and Lucas was saying how she said that Curtis is a great dad, but Lucas was sitting up there listening and stuff. I said, you worry about the wrong thing. You need to be worried about Marco. You need to be saving yourself and Jocelyn because they're going to get her. That Cullum dude is going to get her. But yeah, hold on. But yeah, so you worry about the wrong thing. He was just standing up there and said he finna go report to Isaiah because he told Isaiah if he needs somebody to talk to or anything like that, he's there. But yeah, Curtis went trying to force her to take a test. And I said, I get it, but I wouldn't want nobody trying to force me. You can't make me do nothing. But then it's like, you said it. You told me, she told Elizabeth, I just want to enjoy this pregnancy and all this other stuff. And wasn't the best thing, the way to enjoy it? Well, unless Curtis is the father, because that's the only way I can see it being stressful. Because if it's Isaiah's, then, she ain't got nothing to stress about. But if it's Curtis already talking like he is talking like he kind of want to, make sure that they ain't gonna be a part of the baby life, or they at least Isaiah not. I mean, he would if they was together. But yeah, I said he is kind of talking like that because what did they say? Was Isaiah the one that said something about full custody? Somebody said something about full custody. So they worried that he gonna try to get the baby. I mean, he did make a comment saying to Isaiah that they want whatever they got going on, it's not gonna affect his baby if he the father. So I was like, yeah, that kind of seemed like that's gonna be a storyline, y'all. They finna do a switcheroo. Curtis gonna be the daddy, but Isaiah gonna switch the test or something like that. Well, it's a possibility. I don't know if they're gonna actually take it there, but that's one of the storylines I said that it seemed like they're gonna go with. Then the other one is Turner, and there was another one. What was the other one? I forgot what the other one could be. What else? Let's see. Who didn't we talk about? Portia, Isaiah. They weren't talking about nothing. They just glad she's back at work. I forgot to say that part. She back at work, and she's not the co-chief of staff no more. Isaiah and her was just holding hands. They looking at her and gossiping and stuff about her and Isaiah and everything they got going on. Trina and Kai. So he was at Drew's getting things together, and she was like, "You supposed to be staying away." She reminded him that Willow a psychopath. She's dangerous, and he was like, "Drew's still human despite everything he did, and Willow is a psychopath." So he want to keep an eye on things. I said, "Shoot, she finna take you. You get in her way." I said, "I think she'll try to get caught too." I said, "I think she'll try to get him too." It's gonna be one of them situations where they on the phone trying to talk and stuff, and then next thing you know, she come up behind him. But yeah, what was that on? It was like, I got an emergency over here. What's that? A thin line between love and hate. You got an emergency over here. Then boom. What else? Willow came. I wonder if she heard them, but they was talking and stuff, and she just came in. She was saying something about they supposed to come to set up everything for Drew. They eventually came. We already talked about them going to Alexis, and she said that this time, come to her if they see or hear anything. I said they need to set a trap for her. They need to set her up because I wouldn't trust Chase to do the right thing if he finds out, but maybe he will. What else? Let's see. It was something. What else about Willow? Something else about her. After Kai and them left, she was like alone at last. So she was like, before he would always, she felt like he would always talk over her or whatever, but now she doing the talk. I said, she's crazy. She said, no, but now I'm gonna do the talking, and then basically he gotta listen. And she was like, she asked him if he understood, so he blinked, I think twice. When he supposed to blink twice for, I don't know, y'all, I don't know, he just supposed to blink. Either way it go, he blinked to say he understand. So she was like, I'm the one that it was me. I'm the one that shot you. And he started blinking a whole bunch of times. But yeah, he started blinking. I said, I wonder if he gonna remember that she's the one who injected him or what. But yeah, she said it was me. I'm the one that shot you. And that's how they ended it. I said, girl, they need to get her. They need to set her up. But I'm kind of interested to see what else she does. I really want. I like. I said I like Crazy Willow. She need to go because I don't think Michael should pay for what she done did. But we'll see. We'll see how far they take this storyline. Portia Elizabeth was just talking about her pregnancy, and she was like, she wants to enjoy this pregnancy and everything. I said, shoot, in sometimes she should be about to deliver next week. I was trying to see, did she have a baby bump? But yeah, I was like, because remember Christina she just had got what's it called when they go through that process? Inseminated. I don't know. And next thing you know, they over here talking about some she feel little baby and all this other stuff. So I was like, yeah, Portia gonna give birth next week. Portia's gonna give birth next week, y'all. What else? Let's see. Portia Elizabeth, Alexis Trina. We talked about that. Willow Drew. Yeah, I think that's everything. I think Brooklyn said she needed to talk to Sonny about Gio. Oh, that ain't everything. That's the part that I skipped. Um, After Sonny went to talk to Brooklyn and everything, and Michael went to see Carly off, Chase was thinking about what they said about not having evidence, and Michael didn't have access to the house. So he sees the keys and he picks up the keys. I said, now, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Why would he? First of all, why would he keep evidence? Like I said yesterday, why would he keep that? Why would he be walking around with the key on this thing? That don't even make sense. But that's what that don't make sense. He been attached to these criminals for how long? You think he gonna be stupid enough to keep a key right there in plain sight on his keys? Come on now. Oh my freaking goodness. But yeah, I said I want to know if he's gonna be talking to Dante because Dante said saying something to somebody about how far they could push him, and they said somebody's supposed to break it up between Dante and whoever. And I said, oh my goodness. So did he find the key or not? And what he gonna do with the key? How does that prove anything? Anybody could set their doggone key on there. And I said, somebody said they hope that the key goes to something else. But I said, regardless, they know who actually had the key. I want to know, when did Tracy get the key, though? Did she say when she got it made? Because if she got it made after the fact, then, I mean, I don't know if they could prove that. They probably have records showing that she came and got the key made or something like that. But other than that, I don't know where they going with this. I hope they setting her up. Because despite crazy people, somebody said the same thing I said. They said crazy people be making the shows interesting. I said the same thing because they don't have nothing else going on. It's up these love triangles that's been going on for about 30 years. Hold on. The same love triangles going on for about 30 years, literally. That's all the crazy people make it interesting. I'm trying to tell y'all. They definitely do. Especially, what? Who used to be the crazy one? Well, I think that's the end of the review, y'all. Let me make sure. Willow tells Drew that she's the one that shot him. Alexa told Kai and them, if they see anything come to her. And I said, can they have her committed? Can anybody have her committed? Can Nina do it since she the mama? Because Drew can't do nothing right now. But yeah, I think it was Heather Weber. And was she the only crazy one? Oh, Ryan, that Ryan dude. Anytime a crazy person on the show, they make it very interesting. But I gotta do Beyond the Gates. I haven't even watched it yet. That's it, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day. Well, have a great rest of the night and be safe.